Plessinger getting elbowed out of the gate. He's pushed back. Looks like Joey Savacci in the 17. Yes, motorsport.com whole shot. The Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider. Big pileup.
Yep. I mean, it seems to happen almost every year. It's just a matter of which of your potential title contenders are down.
See Dakota Alex down. So it didn't see either Martin or Plessinger in that one. Pressure being applied. That is Jordan Smith in second, who's going to work on Savacci now through the whoops. Austin Forkner in third.
Yeah, good start for the lone two Monster Pro Circuit Cowie riders. That team started off with 5 at the beginning of the season, down to just Savacci and Faulkner.
Justin Cooper jumping into fourth.
Yeah, Cooper made a couple passes there. I was also going to say, pretty good start for a few of the Troy Lee KTM riders. You saw Smith there. Justin Cooper, he made a pass, and I think behind him is Chase Sexton, the first of the Honda riders.
And I see Alex Martin listed in 11th place right now, so not a great start for him, but Plessinger is only 9th, so they're going to have to do some work. That's what this 250 class has been all about. One focus on the championship battle, but every weekend a spoilers hit. Oh, and Savacci throws it away. Lost the front end coming down the hill.
Yeah, you know, in practice they started going to that outside, and that was one of the reasons I said the keys to the moto is adapt to the changing track. They've gone and done a little room work and added some water. You saw it just came down the hill, went to the line he usually goes to, but it was a little bit slicker, and it looked like they sort of massaged that berm, and that was just enough to lose the front end. Nothing worse than getting a whole shot and throwing it away on the opening lap.
I'll tell you what, little tip overs and crashes like that, far too common for Savacci. Look at this. Justin Cooper has now made the move on Forkner, so he went from 5th to 4th to 3rd, now to 2nd. And after that first turn crash, you saw some of the riders down there, and one of them still not able to get the bike fired. That's 63 of Hayden Melroth, the Australian. So he's into the mechanics area, so he never made it out of the first turn. The 62 of Cooper is on the move. Does have one career moto win from earlier in the year. Chase Sexton, you see the number 40, the red Geico Honda. Look who's challenging him. It's Plessinger trying to make a move here on the outside.
Yeah, Plessinger certainly damage control in the opening lap, making some good passes. Will help him out, really sort of manipulate that bike. Closes up on his teammate through there. Watch when he comes out of this next corner and they go to these rollers. It's crucial to get out of that corner and get over that first roller straight with a good drive. That sets you up for the remainder of this section.
Yeah, Cooper kind of muffed that up a little bit, and that has allowed Plessinger to close in. So now we have a battle on our hands for second. Meanwhile, Jordan Smith, who has never won a moto in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, up ahead there, about 2.5 seconds on everyone else. So Smitty looking good right now as the Yamaha boys are about to do some battle here for second.
They saw Justin Cooper having a look over his shoulder, probably wondering who's bringing this pressure. And you don't ever really want to see someone catching you, but if you do, you'd rather it's your teammate than someone else, because you don't feel like, hey, I have to worry about this guy maybe making an extremely aggressive move and essentially putting me on the ground. Or at least you're not supposed to do that with your teammate.
It has
they
happened.
do happen from time to time. Sometimes it's just accidental contact. Other times you're like, oh, okay, I guess he's tired of following his teammate. See, AP, once again, looks like he might have a shot, and then the bike just gets really stuck into that loose outside dirt. But if he keeps working that, it's going to get quicker, whereas the inside is going to keep getting chewed up, and then it'll get slower.
So good battle between the teammates here, second and third. Forkner lurking in fourth, and it's Sexton, McElrath, Hampshire, Ferrandis 8th, Alex Martin up to 9th, and Colt Nichols in 10th. Oh, almost a pass. Plessinger getting right to the rear wheel now of Cooper.
Well, the other thing is, if you notice with Justin Cooper, he obviously knows it's Plessinger behind him, but he's certainly not going to roll over and just give him the spot, and nor he should. Sometimes people think, oh, you know, if your teammate's going for a championship, it's your sort of duty to let him on by. Justin Cooper's like, You can go win your championship. I want to win me a race.
Absolutely. Maybe the final moto of the year or the last round in Indiana, but right now, it's every man for himself. It's funny, a couple of sections actually work out to Cooper's advantage. Yeah. Maybe 3 times Plessinger's got to his rear fender, and now Cooper stretches it back out.
Yeah, and then after the rollers, AP seems to just close down a little bit, but with the pressure AP is putting on Cooper, I think that's just brought them up a little bit towards Smith, because he had certainly about at least 10 more bike lengths the previous lap.
Yeah, it went from 2.2 to 1.3, so they've made up nearly a second on him from where they were 1 lap ago. Right-hander is going to lead us to the famous catapult jump. Chad Reba flying that thing about 8 years ago, one of the infamous moments at this track. Up to the top of the hill, and we're going to head back down.
Let's see what happens here. There's certainly an inside and an outside line here. AP going the long way around. It's a good drive. This is so difficult. See these 250F barely getting over that. They would like to go a couple feet further if they could. Trust me, they're not landing on top of it on purpose. If you watch them, they're just trying everything. Later on, you'll see the 450s. They can just pretty much hit it wide open, and Plessinger
to the inside. Woo! So he switches lines up. Can he make this corner? Yes.
That was bold. That was very bold, but that was committed. That was beautiful to watch. He just charged down the inside. Justin Cooper probably thinking, wow. So you can go that fast down this hill, huh?
Well, what an adjustment, because you saw Plessinger working the outside of that corner.
Yeah.
And then he switched and made it work. Now Forkner and Cooper are going to hook up in a battle again. Forkner's definitely feeling it now.
Yeah, he's going to want to go with the front two. Oh, little mistake there, which actually led him to go to the outside. I don't think that one was actually in the playbook, but when the front wheel tucked, he went that way. Good save, though.
Not the way they drew it up, but he keeps it on 2 wheels. Battle continues. Behind them, you've got Sexton. And then McElrath, Hampshire, Alex Martin up to 8th. Nichols and Jordan Bailey on a Rockstar Husky round out the top 10. Still a battle here.
Well, what's interesting,
Star Yamaha Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Go ahead.
What's interesting with this track is this part of the track is kind of sandy, so you're always riding in the sand. But when they go on some of the other hills, we see some of the guys losing the front or the rear. It looks nice, and the dirt's actually a darker. It's almost black dirt, but it has a solid base. Look at this, Faulkner trying something different. I'll be interested to see when they try and switch up that line coming out of that corner, because if that hole exiting the corner gets too deep, it's going to end up being quicker to go around it somewhere, whether it's up the inside or the long way around.
Forkner still looking for an opening on Cooper. Getting close here over the catapult. Really close.
He's so close, I don't even think he's getting hit by the roost. He's going under his front fender.
Nice charger on the outside by Forkner. Let's see if he can hold it on the inside of this hill.
He's got the inside. Can he stick it? Yes. Gets it clean in there and seals the deal.
That was a nice move.
Justin has a little look over his shoulder, just making sure that there's not a full freight train coming along.
Oh, freight train's coming to the front. Plessinger has caught Jordan Smith, so we're about to have a battle for the lead. Smith.
Good again.
Oh, it's the same inside line. Yeah, you see it coming, GL. I don't think Smith did. And just like that, Aaron Plessinger is in the lead.
Well, when we hear about saying you can leave the braking later, there's proof of that. And beautiful. Plessinger tried it that first time around. It worked. And I didn't know if he was quite close enough to George Smith to make it happen that lap, but he thought about it, and then when he was like, you could tell halfway down, he left the braking as late as possible. So beautiful move there.
So now Plessinger going to try to aim for 3 straight moto wins. Took him 12 minutes to work his way from somewhere around 9th or 10th off the start all the way to the lead. So he is on the gas right now. We're going to give you the motorsport.com full shot replay, and you don't see much of Plessinger. Not a good jump. And you see him in the red number plates getting swallowed up by the pack.
Yeah, that's a whole shot replay. Yeah, Justin Cooper actually came across a few of the riders. I think he got a little squirrely out of the gate. Savacci, even from the front, you could see Savacci had a good straight drive, and then here's where the aftermath happens. Just always here at Millville, I think, just I don't know, it's the nature of that, because the first turn's like a double 90, but the way the riders sweep it, they make it one big arch.
And then we'll show you how Plessinger is able to work his way to the #1 spot. Well, like you said, yeah, leave the brakes. He did it to the last moment. Steals the #1 spot. Well, this is not what the competition wanted to see. We've talked so much about the inconsistencies of Plessinger. 3 times he's gone 1-1 in the motos this year, but the other races surrounding those, he's averaged about 5th place. So he's been very good at times and then just okay at others. Clearly, from what you can see at the beginning of this moto, this is not set to be one of those okay days. He is very good right now.
He looks dialed. He certainly has a great rhythm going, and that's what it takes around a track like this. But we have seen, it seems like when riders get past, they're actually able to learn stuff from the rider that just passed them. Because he looked like he was probably going to set sail, but Jordan Smith hanging on there in the background.
Yeah, he's not exactly yarded him. It's about 1.5 seconds since he was able to take the lead about a lap and a half ago. You can still see the orange fenders of the KTM lurking in the back. Right now it's Plessinger on that Yamaha, making it look good.
Yeah, he sure is. He looks good. He looks solid. He's moving around the bike nicely. He looks very comfortable on the bike. He looks comfortable on the track.
And now hooking back onto the part where the start straight connects. One rider, he's about to put a lap down. This is a tricky section right here. Some riders getting sideways in practice. It has gotten rough now.
Also, I think it was a little bit slick, especially with the, you know, for some of you that don't get a chance to watch our practice shows, you'll often see that the track will slowly dry out throughout the day. But earlier in the day, it's all slick.
The future stars of NASCAR are on MAV TV, so watch the ARCA Racing Series live. Visit mavtv.com for airtimes. So I'm going to give you a little cheat sheet here. I'll tell you when one's coming up. Tonight, 9 p.m., Berlin Raceway, the ARCA Racing Series Primera Plastics 200. Jim Tretto, Bob Gilder, Kevin Lee will be giving a call right here on MAV TV. So check out ARCA Racing tonight, 9 p.m. Awesome to see the up-and-coming stars of that series, and that's kind of where we are in motocross when you watch the 250 class. All these riders, it's kind of a first time for everyone. No one in the class this year still racing has ever won this championship, so it's pretty darn wide open. Aaron Plessinger trying to stake his claim. He's leading, watching now a nice battle between Chase Sexton and the guy called Honda halfway through this thing. So with 15 minutes complete, 15 minutes to go, and you can also save 15% or more on your insurance with a 15-minute phone call to Geico. But the insurance that Hampshire here on the 36 and Sexton up ahead are going to need is because Alex Martin is starting to move forward. Martin getting going. He has caught Hampshire. That's the good news. The bad news is that is merely a battle for 7th place, and you know Amart wants more than that.
And a mistake there from Amart. Came down the hill. He tried to leave the braking late, but actually stood the bike up, missed that inside rut, so he lost a little bit of ground there. He has to make some passes because Plessinger already has a pretty healthy points lead, and he looks to be got this moto under control at the moment. So from 1st to 8th, that's a chunk of points.
Yeah, Alex, we had around 11th place through the first lap, so he's made a few passes, but certainly not a lot. Knows he needs more than 3, taking a look across the track over these jumps, trying to figure out what he can do and where the riders in front of him are. So Hampshire would be next on his list. Continues to be Jordan Smith running 2nd. There he is on the 45. And Faulkner now starting to put a challenge to him from 3rd.
Yeah, Faulkner also having a great moto. I mean, Faulkner's been riding well of late. He hasn't collected too many trophies from these good rides. But when he's been on 2 wheels, he's certainly been exciting to watch.
Yeah, he has been on the bad end of some aggressive riding. Nothing full dirty, but it has cost him a ton of points and maybe some race wins with some incidents out there. Will get a little more on the 35 of Forkner. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was chatting to his grandfather actually earlier on today, and he's exceptionally proud of the way Austin is doing, but he said he watches his racing very closely, and he thought his performance in Redbud was the best that he's seen him ride all year. And when I said how so, he said he just seemed relaxed. He seemed relaxed and in control. He said, I know when he's on it, and he's on it, and I'm expecting big things from him today.
Well, big things like Big Air. He tripled uphill. Jordan Smith did not. They're side by side. Smith holds the inside, and that'll be enough, for the moment at least, to hold Forkner at bay for second.
Well, Forkner, even though he jumped the triple, he cased it a little bit. You saw it rob the speed, and then it was literally a drag race from there with him and Jordan Smith. So had Forkner got over that cleanly, he would have made that pass, would have had the momentum going uphill.
So Smith survives the attack, at least for now. They've got a nice gap over Justin Cooper, nearly 6 seconds behind them in fourth. Sexton still fifth. McElrath, Hampshire, Alex Martin, Nichols, Savachi rounding out the top 10. Let's see if Forkner can reset and go back after Smith. And the strange thing about motocross, by the way, Forkner originally from Missouri. Pretty much anyone in the center of the country, you always want to go to the big tracks, the national tracks that have a lot of the big amateur qualifiers for the Red Linz National and also this national weekend. So most of the riders from his neck of the woods are pretty familiar. It's not like Missouri and Minnesota are close, but in motocross terms they are. And he rides and trains in Oklahoma now. And all the Oklahoma riders consider this the track that they grew up doing some races on. Forkner's got a lot of work to do. Smith doing a good job holding him at bay.
He's part of the Oklahomies club.
Yeah.
Bobby Rayner.
Yeah, Rayner, one of the best ever at this track, man. He used to destroy this place. And now he's the trainer and coach back in Oklahoma for Forkner. Yeah, they've shaken Justin Cooper. You don't see fourth place back there, so it's a one-on-one battle. Jordan Smith, North Carolina native, holding off Forkner at least for now in a fight for second. Plessinger continues to pull away up front. Lead is 3.1 seconds for Plessinger over Smith. Continue to watch this battle of Hampshire and Amart. Let's see if Alex can get him. Going to run the outside of this downhill? Yes, he is.
Yeah, I mean, you basically, in these situations, with both the inside and the outside being similar as far as speed, you sort of have to take the opposite of whatever the rider in front of you does. But in that instance, Alex actually lost ground. He went to the outside and didn't triple up the hill. You can see now he's going to go make up those 5 bike lengths all over again.
Hampshire, he's had a rough couple of weeks. Had a big crash, I believe at Southwick, and then was not able to ride during the week. Was just trying to recover as best he could with back and wrist injuries. Managed to get second in the first moto at our last race at Redbud. That was the good news. Bad news was big first turn crash in Moto 2. Man, he was all sorts of cut and bruised, so he really wasn't able to ride again in the weeks coming up to this race. So Hampshire's been off the bike Monday through Friday, nursing injuries, still putting on good results in the weekend.
Yeah, one of his pictures showed him having his back drained, getting the excess fluid off. So don't say these guys aren't tough. They do whatever they can to try and get to the next race, and it's cool to see.
Don't forget to catch the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the premier national touring sanctioning body for dirt late models. It's next Thursday, 9 Eastern and Pacific, only on MAV TV. We're going uphill here at Millville. Battle for second continues. Jordan Smith and Austin Forkner having a good one. About 2 laps ago, it looked like Forkner in this section had a line dialed in. They were side by side. Smith was just able to hold him at bay. Forkner going to try again on the inside. Let's see if he can get this triple jump. This roller here sets him up for a very difficult. Oh, they both barely get it.
Yeah, You can see it's everything they've got. They really try and get that rear wheel to drive down the back of that first double. Now Faulkner tries a long way around. It will set him up for the inside of the bottom of the hill. And he's taking a page out of Plessinger's, but no, Smitty shuts the door.
Okay, so Faulkner now back to the outside.
Oh, wow.
Really charges the hill and still got to the inside. How did he do that?
That was impressive.
Wow.
Switched lanes and came in with a great angle, and you just got to be brave under braking.
That was impressive. So Faulkner up to second, pushing Smith to third. Smith's not done, coming right back.
Ooh, that was close. Good racing here.
Yeah, that was almost wheel to wheel, literally. They almost tangled. Smith on the outside. I don't know if that's going to work in this corner. He just tried to go where Faulkner wasn't. And Faulkner now able to lock it down. So Faulkner, well, the damage is done. They were at 1.3 seconds behind Plessinger. Now they're 4.5 while they were battling each other. But still, a pretty impressive pass. I thought Faulkner for sure was headed to the outside of that corner, but
well,
nope.
It was.
Yeah.
Watch this again. This is cool. So he comes up the inside. Jordan Smith can hear him. Shuts the door. Faulkner doesn't hit the brakes. Jumps to the outside. Gets a good hop and then just goes, you know what? I have got this. And you see those forks were so compressed. Everything he had front rear. That was cool to see. I remember my dad used to say, whenever you think is the latest you can brake, just wait another second. He goes, you can always brake later than you really think. Because he goes, when you have that moment where you're like, ah! All of a sudden he goes, it's amazing how quickly those bikes can stop.
Oh, okay, all right. Motivated to pull that lever in even harder. Smith trying to hang with Faulkner, second and third. Justin Cooper nearly 10 seconds behind them. He is fourth. McElrath fifth. Hampshire, Martin, Sexton, Nichols, Savacci. So Sexton has gone back. He was in fifth. Now he is eighth. So that has allowed Alex Martin to make up one position. Certainly wants more. Here's Cooper, fourth, and he's about to have a challenge from McElrath.
Yeah, a little bit spread out with a couple of these guys, but everyone close enough with still time remaining, 5.5 minutes plus 2 more laps. So about 10 minutes worth of racing. Enough time for someone like Alex Martin to gain a few more points, which he desperately needs. McElrath having a fairly good moto. Sort of quietly just been sitting there around that 5th place.
Big improvements from McElrath at mid-season. Of course, he won the overall at Muddy Creek round 5, but didn't win a moto there. But he's been pretty strong ever since. Tries to keep the heat on Cooper. And the rest of the riders are lurking. Hampshire and Alex Martin are not too far behind them. So there are riders that Alex could get, but he's going to have to get to work with only 5 minutes and 2 laps to go.
Yeah, he's really got to put the hammer down. Because, you know, just a few seconds ahead of him, he can certainly get all the way up to Cooper, who's at 4th. Right now, yeah, he's only about 6 seconds behind that gap. There's still time to get it done, but he's going to really have to put down some flawless laps here towards the end of the moto. And the other factor is the guys in front are not going to want to roll over and relinquish their position, especially deep into the moto. They'll fight tooth and nail for that.
Really rough straightaway here. Hard to really push the pace too much. McElrath gets it in and out of that corner clean. Lost a little bit of ground, actually, to Cooper. And that means McElrath might be left to battle Hampshire and Alex Martin, who are right behind him. Into the Sam Whoops we go with McElrath.
Yeah, I think also, too, a little bit... Was that Cooper?
Somebody was off the side of the track.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Cooper was off the track.
Yep. Okay, so that's going to give all that ground right back. McElrath's in the hunt again.
Yeah, and I think part of it, too, is there's a lot of lap traffic, and that's affecting these gaps.
So Shane McElrath trying to make moves. He's got pressure from Hampshire, but he has Justin Cooper right in front of him. We'll see who wins this battle. Try to get closer to the podium at Millville.
Hey, I'm Shane McElrath, and you're watching Lucas Oil Pro Motocross on MAV TV.
McElrath right there now, challenging Cooper for 4th. He's going to try the outside line to the bottom of the hill. You see Hampshire lurking right behind them. Cooper looks over, tries to beat McElrath to the spot. Here's that big triple. Oh, McElrath didn't get it.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, before they were landing on it, that was what we call a case. where basically the engine casings dig into the top of the jump. And yes, if it looks like it hurts, it does usually. It's a little rough on the joints.
Ouch. Yeah, it doesn't matter how good the suspension is when the frame is hitting the jump. That's going to be an impact. It's going to leave a mark in several ways. You know, I see Hampshire right behind McElrath, but where is Alex Martin? He's not right on the back fender of Hampshire as far as I can tell.
Yeah, just about a couple seconds off.
So not the performance so far that Alex Martin or his fans here at Minnesota were hoping. Hampshire, he's not messing around. There's Alex. So he's closed up again a little bit, but not quite on the rear fender of Hampshire.
Well, he's got to be extremely motivated at the moment, at this point in the race, seeing 4th, 5th, 6th right in front of you. Those are crucial points. And he looks like he realizes that. You can see by the way he's attacking the track right now, Alex is just giving it everything he's got. They all are, but Alex, knowing that there's a lot at stake.
Yeah, he's hustling, heading into the sand loops. So he's going to try to put some heat on Hampshire.
Yeah, you got to be clean through here because you gain a certainly good amount of time.
Lucas Oil Pro Motocross coming to you live Saturdays all season long. See the first motos live on MAV TV every weekend. There's the Lucas ladies hanging out. That rig is here every weekend with a lot of cool Lucas products. You can get autographs, hang out with the girls as well. So always a good time at the races. And good to have Lucas Oil's support of Championship Motocross. And a great battle shaping up here as Alex Martin trying to get R.J. Hampshire. This is for 6th place. Alex was right behind him a few straightaways ago, but now has to go back to work. And Chase Sexton not too far behind.
Yeah, Sexton also having a good solid moto. Oh, you can just tell that jump's just getting a little bit harder with each and every lap. So if the track crew go and groom in between, I think they'll still jump that triple moto too, but should they not? I don't know if we'll see these guys attempting that in the second moto.
Well, it's always funny when you have Alex or Jeremy Martin racing. There's a section of the track they're not ones to mince words, even though it's their dad that builds this track and owns the facility. They've been critical sometimes, almost as a joke, saying, yeah, I didn't like that obstacle. I wish Dad hadn't built that. That triple right now has got to be driving Alex Martin and several other riders nuts because they're able to only get about 95% of the way over it. McElrath right back on Justin Cooper now in this battle for 4th. Jordan Smith up ahead, 3rd. Faulkner 2nd. Plessinger your leader.
Yeah, Plessinger is still ticking off good lap times, 2:17. He's got the fastest lap of the race with a 2:15, so running a good pace, just a little bit stronger than everyone else. Faulkner, same thing, just running a little bit slower than Plessinger, but also a great pace. Smith sort of matching him. And then we got these guys in that 2:18 bracket at the moment. So they're not slacking off. Everyone giving it all they got. The clock has expired, but they had gotten to the finish line before. So there'll be 3 laps to go, or now about 2 3/4. But lap traffic could also be a big factor. If the guys just hit him at the wrong place, wrong time, it can really mess you up. Or on the flip side, you hit him at the right spot, gives you great breathing room to the rider behind.
Well, it did. McElrath was putting a strong run to the entrance of the whoops on Justin Cooper, but out of that section, Cooper finds himself with a little bit of a gap again, and 2 riders between he and McElrath. Cooper almost lost the front end into that right-hander.
Yeah, you see the little roost coming up the front tire.
Yeah. That is a scary moment.
That's a push-slide roost, not a power roost.
Okay, so McElrath still dealing with this lap traffic. That has wreaked havoc on his charge. And you see Hampshire now challenging him again. So you have a pair of KTMs and a pair of Hondas, McElrath and Amart. And then behind each of them, you've got Hampshire and Sexton. And that is 6th, 7th, or 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Colt Nichols with 9th, Savachi 10th. Ferrandis 11th. Harrison, Bailey, Cantrell, and McAdoo round out the top 5. Then it's Dakotas, Lopes, Moseman, Alex, Watanabe rounding out the top 20. Back to Hampshire This kid is tough. Had stitches in his knee, his back, and his chin after a huge crash off the start. The second moto at Redbud. Got the stitches out of his back, got the stitches out of the chin, but he told me he's leaving the stitches in his knee to be able to race this weekend. Probably going to hurt a little bit, but he didn't want to take the chance of that wound opening back up with his knee cups on and his knee braces. He's going to have to dig deep right now. Alex is all over him again with 2 to go.
Yeah. That's pretty remarkable after seeing that crash and all that RJ's been through in the last 12 days or so.
Yep.
This is a excellent ride, something I think he could be very proud of. He's not going to be too happy if Alex Martin gets him with less than 2 laps to go. But Mark's not worried about his RJ's sub story. He's got his own sub story. I've had 4 motos in a row that I went down.
Okay, whoa, do the whoops. RJ really hanging it out on that Honda.
Yeah, came in, just didn't quite get that initial timing good, so he was a little off sequence there. But you got to do what you got to do, and sometimes forget the rhythm, just get your weight back, pull that front wheel up, and hold the throttle wide open. All
right, back out of the Sam Woops comes Hampshire with Martin and Sexton in tow. Then Nichols and Savacci, top 10. Plessinger is looking for his 3rd straight moto victory with a 7.5-second lead over second place Austin Forkner.
Yeah, every time you think someone's about to battle with someone, kind of that yo-yo effect keeps happening. Now RJ looks like he could have a shot at McElrath here. About a lap and a half to go.
Here's that triple coming up. Little double. And then the big one. Not even trying it this time is McElrath.
Yeah, I don't think RJ went for it either. So we can tell they're at that threshold where it's just not doable.
Here's that downhill. And Hampshire sending it.
Oh, he barely made that inside. That bike was loose for a while down there, but yeah, ride him.
You put the spurs in that
thing,
exactly. Man. Oh, that downhill has been fun to watch. I mean, that was really the pivotal part of the track where Plessinger was able to make a move for the lead and where Forkner was able to take over second. So that's where a lot of the passing has happened. It's a new section they're jumping right here. Back to our leader, Aaron Plessinger. Well, this is the run that everyone feared last lap now. Plessinger was getting race wins, but then following them up with okay but not spectacular rides. Fear, what if he starts putting together a win streak? Well, we might be on the verge of that now. This would be 3 straight moto wins. Could it be 2 straight overalls by the end of the day? I'd like to think that Forkner back there second in this moto might have something to say about that. See how it turns out in Moto 2, but right now Aaron Plessinger is on a roll and hitting his stride in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross.
And I think what's also going to make him feel better about this one is he didn't get the whole shot and have the top guys go down or have a better luck. He earned this one. He made some great passes on that opening lap. Got himself in the top 5 quickly from about 10th place off the start. Picked off the riders methodically. Showed us where the best places are to pass around this track. Going down that hill. Got to be brave, but good spot to pass. And since then, clinical, very consistent, no big mistakes. Found a good rhythm, and he just clicked off good lap times. No one's had an answer for him this moto.
He just jumped that triple easy. And it's one that most people aren't even doing.
And he's one of the biggest, which also means heaviest guys. He's tall.
Yeah.
And but last round at Redbud, he was jumping LaRocco's lead when most of the guys around him weren't. So I think between good technique and some good ponies under that seat, at Yamaha helping him get over it as well. Those guys have that over at that team, Star Racing Yamaha. They've got it dialed. They certainly have.
Well, it's a big if. It's a long way to the end of the season, but a nice little hill clipper there from Aaron. Team would be aiming for their 4th championship in this class. 2 with Jeremy Martin, 1 with Cooper Webb just 2 years ago. And now Plessinger taking another step toward delivering that. But really, the goal is to focus on the individual motos. And this time, he has an individual moto win here at Millville. And that is big for AP23. Started the race just inside the top 10 and worked his way up to the #1 spot. So, as you had mentioned, GL, He showed at Redbud what he could do with a good start, but this time he didn't even have that, and he still won. So that's going to be a little bit scary for everybody else. We'll be back to talk to Aaron after this.